go.
Upside down, you turn me. Upside down, you turn me. Baby, don't presently. Round and round, you turn me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was dancing away to that last night while I was working.
That's fine. All I can say, you're alive. Please do not swear. I might not be Davina.
Thanks, Davina.
Yeah, I might not be Davina, but I am wearing a Santa hat if anyone's wanting to know. So, welcome to this wonderful Christmas vlog and also podcast edition. And I will say, unfortunately, due to how busy the city centre was in Nottingham, I had no choice but to postpone the vlog. So unfortunately, you guys, you've got a wonderful podcast with some wonderful people. So let's start off with some introductions. So we've got my mother. Yeah, mother.
Okay.
I'll say you can't. I'll say they can't see you.
That's a good job, really, because I've literally just made a tit of myself. I've literally just knocked a can of Coke over.
Oh,
no. Cough, quick.
Oh, bless you. Right, yeah, so we also got John.
Hello.
We got the wonderful Rock, who is also occupied, however, he's a bit shy.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
Hi.
So, going back to the questions, does everyone have a favourite Christmas song?
Oh, well, actually, after going to a carol concert on Tuesday at Blackburn Cathedral, I will definitely have to say it's got to be Hark the Herald.
Oh, yes.
And then I actually found out what it actually represented, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know that.
What does it represent?
It basically, when it was written, there was a program on BBC about Christmas carols, and if I remember rightly, if it's the right song, it's all about Bonnie Prince Charlie.
Did not know that.
No.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yes, I didn't know that until I watched the BBC program, which apparently is on iPlayer.
Okay.
Okay, we might be watching that. Or is it when when I go over?
Yeah, it's all about the carols and where carols came from. And some of the carols, which we call tradition, actually weren't written until 1930.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there's us thinking all these carols are like ancient, and actually they're not.
No.
So
next
I
question.
suppose if we're talking favourite songs,
Yes.
it's got to be Mariah Carey.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God.
All I Want for Christmas is You.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so what's your favourite Christmas song, John?
I think I don't know if it's an odd choice or a cheesy, poor, bad taste choice or whatever, but I've got a real soft spot for the song Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses. I have a sort of fondness for any song that tells a story, and so that story of sort of love lost and missed connections, and it's got quite a sort of catchy hook and what have you. So that is a perennial favourite of mine.
I've never heard of them.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I would say Christmas Wrapping is quite a common one for a lot of TV adverts.
Right.
So, and it's definitely a classic if you go to a shopping centre.
Yes.
So.
But if it's up online, it's not.
Very true.
Maybe more adverts like need Christmas songs attached to them.
Oh, they do. But the one advert which is very familiar to the public is when it's always Christmas when you see the Coca-Cola advert.
Yeah, but there hasn't been a Coca-Cola advert this year, has there?
Yeah.
With the Christmas truck?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Have you?
Yeah.
I don't watch terrestrial telly enough.
No, see it for now. Now it'll be either my Open University stuff or it'll be watching TV.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, welcome to student life. You don't get to see TV.
Oh no, it'll just be background noise. But yeah, because the actual song itself, so instead of being called "Holidays Is Coming," it's actually known as "A Wonderful Dream." So Coca-Cola actually added and adapted the lyrics for their adverts. So yeah.
Right, I've put a link to the song in the chat, but obviously don't play it now, James, because you'll probably get copyright struck.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm not touching anything. We are on 6 minutes at this moment in time, and I'm leaving anything. Next question will be. I will say it feels like a Zoom call, but it's not.
It can't be a Zoom call. No one's gone on mute yet.
Very true. But all I can say is the night is still young, and there's always my mother.
I'm half tempted to at some point just randomly.
Yeah. So the next question is, what food do you look forward to most at Christmas? Whether
Ramps.
Yeah.
Blankets.
Yeah.
Jerky.
What about you, John?
So
Cranberry sauce. I think that's the only time I actually have cranberry sauce at Christmas.
Yeah.
Which is, funnily enough, it's for some reason that's something that my family has not traditionally had. They just don't seem to. I think we might have had it at other people's houses for Christmas lunch or Christmas dinner. But yeah, never been a regular feature of our family. So it always flummoxed me a bit when people said, "Oh, cranberry sauce is a Christmas tradition." That kind of, well, not in my house it isn't. But the best bit of the Christmas meal for me is the stuffing that my family make to a secret recipe that's been handed down through the generations. In fact, there's two different types. So there's a type made with sausage meat, and then there's a type made with white breadcrumbs, which is quite light with sort of lemon and similarly sort of light and herby.
So we now know that in the secret recipe of the stuffing, it's sausage meat and lemon and some form of herby things.
Exactly. Yes. I wonder what the herby things
if you can reverse engineer it from that description, I will be really impressed.
Indeed. I will say, if anyone's listening, I'm not a cook, but at least I haven't killed anyone yet. Yeah, no,
the
words yet. The word yet doesn't inspire confidence.
Wow.
When you say that, all I can think of is choking on sixpences in Christmas pudding.
Yeah.
We used to say that every year at Christmas. We haven't killed you yet.
Exactly, I haven't killed you yet. I'm like, keep your fair on.
But that would burn the house down when you pour the brandy over the top of the Christmas pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then set it on fire with a blowtorch.
I think
the joys of Christmas traditions.
Yeah. I think one of the favourite stories was when I went over to my godmother's family's for Christmas one year, and they decided to do a very big Christmas pudding, and you also put on the brandy. But unfortunately, I reckon that they put on too much brandy, because the flame was quite a height, and then but thankfully it died down a bit. But wow, I was yeah,
Let's just take off the roof.
literally. But I will say that I was Godmother's family just was bonkers anyway, but loving. So
Again, that's not something we've not normally done that, but we did try it at least once, and I'd actually read up beforehand on a couple of the hints and tricks. So
You heat it in a spoon,
yeah, I think
and then you pour it up. Then you light the spoon and pour it onto the pudding.
Right, I think we want. Yeah, we definitely want it. And I also remember reading that in restaurants they'll often mix the brandy with a bit of vodka. Now, whether that's
Sambuca.
yeah, Sambuca. Yeah.
Because the vodka burns more easily, and I don't know if the vodka could, whether you can also get away with using some cheap vodka and save the expensive brandy that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just your cheap brandy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's no point in using the good quality Remy Martin for.
No, you just buy the value brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Blue and white stripes. We won't say no names because it's a podcast.
Yes.
Well, of course.
Not unless they're prepared to sponsor us.
I know,
Well, absolutely.
Right. I was it. So, to be fair, if I got though, I know this might not be a Christmassy question, but this might be an interesting one. So, if you were sponsored by a company, who would you be sponsored by, and why?
Tenor.
That doesn't need an explanation, or at least there's not one that I think you could give that would be broadcastable.
Yeah.
Andrew Christian.
Yeah. Though, I was it for me. I was it.
Moving on slightly.
Moving on. I was it. Yeah. I was it.
Andrew Christian, absolutely. I'll be sponsored by them.
Well, of course.
If they want to sponsor me while I perform, then that's more than welcome. I'd be happy to wear their items of clothing.
Yes. Whereas for a little while, I'd be delighted to be sponsored by a bag and luggage company called Zucca or Zucca.
I thought you were going to say Louis Vuitton then.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I said no. I said I'm up market. But yeah. So Zucca, I've used Zucca for quite a number of years. So they're the ones that you usually see on being on the ice skating Olympics with the ice skaters, where the figure, not as much with speed, but definitely with like dance and or synchronized. I can't remember if synchronized is in the Olympics at the moment, but I know that there's been mutters that it could be in the future, which would be amazing. And they are basically specialized bags where you can obviously take a load of cargo with you, but also it's actually a seat as well.
God, I could do one of them.
Yeah, I will say
nothing worse when you travel by public transport and then the trains get cancelled and you have to sit and wait.
Definitely.
Pop out seat.
Yeah, I will say if Zucker are listening, I'm a very very worthy customer of your stuff. But obviously there are other providers available.
Of course, I'll wear anything as long as it's
Exactly.
as long as it's given.
Exactly.
If it's given, I'll wear it. Saves me buying costume pieces, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. So
Anything but a bargain.
Oh, I love a good bargain.
Yeah.
So, is it? So do yeah. So
that could be a great Christmas present, by the way.
Say that. I'm sorry.
I said that's a great Christmas present, by the way.
Oh, definitely.
Santa on the good list.
Definitely. So, what is your top go-to Christmas film?
Oh, it's got to be A White Christmas. Every time the bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
Alive, isn't it?
No, I thought that was America
right.
1434 Street.
There you go. There you go. Then to look, I can't even be excited to say it's my best Christmas. It's an old movie.
Yeah, I was it.
I don't remember that line. Is that Miracle on 34th Street?
Yeah.
There you go then.
Yeah.
Is it Bing Crosby was White Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah. Danny Kaye, Rosemary Clooney, and Vera Ellen.
Ellen, yeah.
I suppose growing up, the one that really sticks in my mind is Home Alone.
Yes.
And apparently, so I've been told, that there has been two stunt men apparently done a documentary about every stunt that was put into Home Alone.
Oh, wow.
And apparently we'll be dead.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, I don't know if it was aired, but somebody said, "Oh my God, you've got to watch it." Apparently, they've reenacted every stunt that Macaulay Culkin did.
Wow. So yeah. So what about you, John?
I mean, in terms of Christmas films, I think I'm a sucker for almost any version of A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Yes.
Muppets Christmas Carol has got to be the best.
Yeah, that probably is.
Yeah.
But it's sort of, I even enjoy some of the really dire ones because it's almost comes out the other side as sort of comedy or something. But actually, my for the last couple of years and probably going forward, my go-to Christmas watching is actually a television program, or a very old. Well, I say very old. I can remember it from my childhood in the 1980s. The BBC did an adaptation of a book called The Box of Delights, which is set at Christmas and is all about a sort of a box that was created by someone in, I think it's supposed to be in Renaissance Italy or something, and it gives you the power to go small and the power to fly, and it also contains many wonderful things. So you, although it's never fully disclosed what it can do, and there's a plot to try and steal the box from its current owner, and it's entrusted to a young boy called Kay Harker, and it's set in, I think, the 1930s. And okay, so a lot of the special effects now are very much sort of BBC of the 1980s, kind of slightly dodgy,
wobbly walls,
and sort of flying on wires, or just pretending someone's flying by them, doing this, and then just sort of moving the background down behind them.
That's quite funny. You just said doing this, and nobody can see what you're doing.
Of course, yeah. So doing a sort of flying pose with one hand elevated or something like Superman.
Yeah. I will. So my little bit of adaptation, an ad lib with this, as it was the wonderful John has just described with using his gestures of how things used to look like and how it used to work in the 80s when it came to filmmaking. Though I can't remember if they did use green screen back in the 80s.
They used it. I think it was actually more commonly a blue screen, or called chroma key or something. I seem to remember the term is.
Yeah, that's
and wobbly walls.
Yeah.
If the wall didn't wobble, then it wasn't right.
Yeah.
And obviously, when we talk about the biggest Christmas show of the year, but not so now, but it used to be, was Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Doctor Who was always on at Christmas.
The one program which I do remember when I was younger, and I think they should do a special, was when they did a program called Testination. For me, that was brilliant. It basically got everyone together. People were arguing with the answers, usually fell out, and then made up by the end of it. But yeah, it definitely gave you an idea of sort of not exactly your level of education, but sort of
intelligence.
your intelligence and knowledge, more than anything. Go on, John.
Sorry, in a similar vein, another piece of great Christmas viewing, although I don't know if it's just that it's I don't know whether it has been dumbed down or whether it's just that I've grown up, but the Royal Institution Christmas lectures.
Oh yes, it's still going.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, which I can remember back in the day, and I can still recall some of the stuff. So one of them was done by Dr. Richard Dawkins, who has achieved a certain level of fame or infamy since. But even I think I'd always try and make a point of finding them on iPlayer every year, because even though it's children's science, it's sort of, if you're not absolutely up to date with all of scientific knowledge, then something that's aimed at children means that it's fairly easy for, and even adults can get something out of it. It might not be as good as a proper documentary, if you like, but there's always something to learn, and usually with them doing fun experiments that involve things going bang.
Blowing up, yeah. As I was told, every house has to start with a foundation, and if you don't have the foundation, you can't put the roof on. So I mean, I watched the last year's one, and they were talking. I don't know, they were literally setting things on fire, and it was absolutely brilliant. And I didn't know anything about mixing certain chemicals together, because I hated chemistry, I hated science when I was at school. But I mean, if you watch it, and they've got flip boards, it was brilliant. And I was like, oh my god, I've learned so much. Yeah. And how to make a magnet.
Yes. I love school. Well, I loved science more than school, but I was more of a biology fan. Chemistry was fun. However, I didn't really want to be
mixed magnesium with something else and watch it blow.
Indeed.
Mentos and Coke.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, there you go. Mentos and Coke. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And a certain brand did a big, huge challenge on that, and you had to get this huge, giant, like Mento into a bottle, and it was sponsored by a big energy drink company.
I think I know what one you mean.
And they literally made the world's largest fountain.
Yeah, it was actually quite impressive.
On YouTube, it's brilliant.
Yeah. So it's definitely on YouTube, and I think that's where I saw it. So my next question might be an interesting conversation is in regards to traditions, whether it was a tradition from childhood that you've taken on board, or is there any traditions that you would either keep, or would you change, or would you try to adapt it to a new tradition?
Oh, got to have Christmas dinner on Christmas Day.
Well, of course, yeah.
Well, no, because friends of mine don't. They ate sushi.
Oh.
And I was like, well, what? Listen, invite me to Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
And they was like, yeah, no, you come for Christmas dinner. Yeah, fine. And then literally they put cold meats and sushi. And I'm like, oh, is this your starter? And they went, no, this is our Christmas dinner. And I was like,
wow.
Oh, is it Boxing Day?
Yes.
Yes, and then obviously I'm allergic to fish, so I became very ill.
Oh, Not good.
So yeah, so when we said about having a horrible Christmas as well, that was probably my worst horrible Christmas ever.
Yes. Yeah. So what about you, John?
Oh, it's got to be Christmas dinner. Christmas dinner. All the trimmings.
Yeah.
All the gravy.
Yes.
Boats and boats of gravy.
Yeah.
But the turkey, like the problem with turkey is that turkey's always really dry because it always gets overcooked. So then you need lashings and boatloads of gravy to make it palatable.
Yes, and I do agree.
James, you're okay. We're having duck.
That's fine. So I'll just bring.
I think
traditionally it was goose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair,
It was, yeah.
To be fair, looking at the side of the duck, it looked more like a goose than anything else. So, though, if I can find the bloopers for when I was interviewing some Canadian geese in one vlog, I will try and put it on the additional content for the YouTube channel and also for Facebook on Extra Exploring. So I will say it was quite amusing. Though the geese didn't find it amusing. So yeah.
Did they keep apologising?
Well,
no, A?
Well, yeah, it was either A or hiss. They looked a bit hissed. So yeah, they waddled a lot. So it's fine. They got a bit. They started to sweat when I kept asking if they had their green cards. And they'd been vaccinated. So yeah. So So next question. As you can imagine, everyone.
Moving on swiftly.
Yeah, just move on swiftly. As I do. So, again, this might be an interesting one to be asked, right? So, out of the figures in the nativity, who do you see yourself as, and why?
Voting for the angel Gabriel. Fear not, I bring great tidings of joy.
Joy to the world, the King is born.
What about you, John?
I don't know. It's not really. One, it's not something I've ever thought about, and yeah, it's
Giraffe.
not so. Yeah, and now I can't get out of my head an image I saw of a time when someone had a nativity scene where they stuck in a little Yoda figure from Star Wars to see if anyone would. I think in place of one of the wise men or something, and just to see if anyone would notice.
I mean, that's brilliant.
That's sometimes how I feel. It's sometimes feel a bit out of place like that.
Wise man I am. Yeah.
Why well, I would be the donkey.
Well, I can see the positives of the donkey, and particularly the donkey was very responsible. They helped very I'm going to say affectionate, but it wasn't affectionate. So I was able to take the load. And basically carry a very feeble weak woman.
Yeah.
So not like Donkey from Shrek.
No.
Oh yeah.
Just keep talking.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. It's like, but then again, sometimes it's not a donkey. Sometimes it's an ass.
Yes.
Yes.
And I have been told on several times I am a bit of an ass.
Oh, bless you.
So, if I could, if people think I'm an ass, then I might as well be a donkey, mightn't I? I might as well, I just carry on, keep plodding.
Yeah.
Going up down that trek to Bethlehem, follow that star.
The one thing which does make me laugh was when people try and tell me a story of the nativity, and obviously there is the alternative version where the wise men weren't given sat navs, the shepherds got lost because their flock were going the wrong way, but managed to get to the right way following the star. And then because Jesus was
That's only because they had an astronomical map.
Yes. Jesus wasn't born in December.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't exactly a summer baby, but he wasn't far off.
It was around like between June and September time, don't they?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
I thought it was earlier. I thought it was sort of April to June time, but
it might have been. Yeah, it might have been that because they did say that in that program. It's only about the carols. They were talking about that because apparently they were saying there were certain astronomical things that they were saying that actually didn't tally up with December. Yeah. But like, isn't it great that the Roman Catholic Church grabbed hold of all the pagan festivals?
Well, I mean, yeah, this is that's one of the things. It is kind of it's sort of deciding to basically adopt other people's religion, the times of other people's religious holidays, and just as a way of sort of almost like a bit like when you have children, you try and hide the greens inside, hide their veggies inside their potatoes or something. It's sort of what you were doing was celebrating our holiday all along. You just didn't realise it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though I can say, if anyone knows me, I love my veg. Before I get the comments of saying I was always force-fed veg.
Why is it everybody boycott sprouts? What is wrong with sprouts? I mean, they're little mini cabbages.
Exactly. I love sprouts.
It's a tiny little cabbage. It's a cabbage on a stick in one go.
Yeah.
Good old brassicas.
So, that's one of the things that I think. I don't know if it's just because they say that your taste buds die off as you get older, but yeah, I never used to like sprouts, and now I mean I wouldn't say that I like them in that I'd be particularly happy if you served me a plate of sprouts, but I'll quite happily have a few with my Christmas dinner.
Yes,
but it's
really strange that it's sort of Brussels sprouts and broccoli and cabbage and cauliflower are all related.
Yeah,
and they're all part of the mustard family.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that weird? That mustard is the same. It's just the same species. Is it species or genus?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Please put comments below and let us know.
Yes, please do. We love people when they comment. But yeah, so.
My husband loves raw sprouts. Won't eat them cooked, but likes them raw. Same as cabbage.
See, I like raw broccoli.
That just makes me...
raw broccoli and raw carrots.
Oh, the thought of that just makes me gag.
No. It's like, I mean, there's a special name for it, isn't it, when you have like raw vegetables with dips?
Crudité.
Crudité, there you go. Yes.
Yes.
Good old French. Crudité.
Yes.
I love a good crudité. I mean, honestly, I was going to say I would sit and eat that over any other substances that are made. Well, I was going to say made on potatoes, but I was going to say a brand name there. But I thought we can't make brand names because there are other brands.
Yes. So as I'm not big enough to use the brand yet. But like I said, like I keep saying to everyone, with everyone, I mention a brand, it's like there's others are available to buy or use. So the final question, which could be an interesting one, would be this one. So, From statistics that I have found from my lovely research, as I do love having a good research and lucky. What's your opinion on eating out for Christmas Day?
64%.
Yes. So 64%. Obviously, and that's correct. So 64% of people in 2019 actually went out for Christmas dinner.
Wow, 2019.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah, so pre-COVID.
Yeah, that's pre-COVID, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
But no, that's just as COVID hit.
Yeah,
when we first found out about it.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to find out what the figures are now. Now we're post-COVID.
Yeah.
How many people will go out for Christmas dinner now?
Yeah, I totally agree. Because I know
good comparison.
Yeah, because I know at the moment they are booking. So, we're taking bookings.
Well, I was going to say. I used to. Many years ago, way back before Mary and Joseph.
Dinosaurs then.
Yeah, dinosaurs. Well, I am a dinosaur. Feed me.
Little arms. Yeah,
there you go. She's doing our Tyrannosaurus Rex impersonation. I used to work for a very well-known brand chain. I think we used to do 150 covers on Christmas Day. And we would be booked up from March for December.
Wow. I mean that brand must be really good. What was it was it to be booked from March to Christmas?
Oh yeah. I mean, literally, they will start booking for Christmas lunches in March.
Yeah. So, and I thought I booked early. Just so. So as always, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. And Mother. So, if you like this little podcast, please like, subscribe, share with friends and family. And this is the final podcast for the year. So as I can actually say that I can sleep until when I read my university books. So take care, everyone, and I will see you all next year. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you all.
Merry Christmas. Bye.